Things stand out from the last month. Firstly, the slaughter of those three beautiful young girls in Southport. And then we had the Manchester airport. Manchester airport, a policeman kicking someone in the head. Outrage from the community, turning up at the local police station. People still not being charged. A video that went out there and that's social media with no context. Yvette Cooper talking about Hare Hills, Leeds. The first riots or protests, as it were, after Roma children were taken from a family because there was a fear of danger. She said community. She talked about a community coming together. Southport, the young girls, she talked about far right. They've used that narrative. Politicians are using that narrative along with the media. So they've caused a shitstorm now. We've almost got a civil war. And what they've done Labour since they come in power, they go after heating allowance for pensioners. Boils my piss. And millions of other people are old who have paid in and worked their dues. They're going to be going after pensions. And then we get somebody on TV crying that they didn't know there was 22 billion deficit or whatever. Yeah, these people aren't believable. We've just had Yvette Cooper interviewed on TV by her husband. What a car crash interview. Then is the outstanding speech from two-tier Keir Starmer or Keir Karma. Did a poll on the channel last night. Over 8,000 people voted should he resign. 95% overwhelmingly said yes. 20% of the population behind him. But it's not just that that's caused the problems, is it? The fact that he singled out one community, Muslim community, and mosques, we will protect them. He had a chance to bring the country together. It's misinformation, isn't it? Southport, Southport, somebody gets in a taxi, just travels to nowhere, gets out with a knife. Let's see what's here. Oh, there's a dance class. Let's go in and stab some children. Really? Just coincidence? Misinformation. The chief inspector from Merseyside crying about her officers being attacked. You're supporting your staff. Nice one. She says we will continue to work with a Northwest terror unit or whatever. Really? But it's not terror. It's the narrative. It's the narrative from the politicians and the media. Together, they have caused this civil unrest. Yeah? See, I don't care about Muslim communities. Rochdale, Oldham, wherever, Birmingham. I'm not interested or concerned about you. The vast majority of British public are concerned about immigration. It is destroying this country. But the politicians, you know, the Free Palestine protests, we've all seen it. No protests this weekend, or maybe there will be. No dispersals then, were they? Two-tier policing, it has been highlighted this last month. It is outrageous. We've got Mark Rowley unhappy at being questioned about two-tier policing. You're in there, mate, along with the merchant banker, poison dwarf, that is the Mayor of London. You brought this about. It's been pushed on us. Yeah? Race baiters on TV. Dr. Shola, whatever she's called, yeah? Nigerian princess, maybe. Her family steeped in slavery. constantly calling white British people, calling the culture, yeah, pro-Palestine marches, people, no doubt, with the right intentions, alongside people clothed in terror garments, waving flags of terror, while the police smile and march at the side of them, draping flags everywhere, hanging them everywhere. The constant assault on British culture. The countryside is racist. Remember that one. The countryside is racist. People of colour don't go to the countryside. They can't afford to. They don't have transport. Me? I've got a car and 2 motorbikes. Yeah? Because I work. I'm not rich. I'm on minimum rate. But I work. I've worked all my life. And paid into a system that now is giving me nothing back. 22 billion deficit. But we're going to pay junior doctors and the rest of the public sector massive pay rises to keep them on board along with the unions. We're going to send money abroad for green agendas. We're going to fund for the next 10 years a proxy war in Ukraine, because the Russians are far right like us, aren't they? And Nazis just decided they were going to invade the world, all by design. No money here. They go after pensions next. And here's the thing, you see, you don't work all your life, you're on benefits or whatever, and some people can't, but plenty can. You're going to be better off than me. If we retire at the same time, I'll get my poxy pension, which is taxed, that I've paid for, and you get benefits that far exceed any money I get. It's been constant. The politicians, who are all privileged people, 80, 90 grand salary, it don't matter. Expenses that way exceed that. Heated pools, new heating for your stables, 2 homes. Make your ex-wife's 3rd husband's stepdaughter a cleaner and give her 100 grand a year. Subsidised everything. 3.5 grand towards your heating bills. Politicians of colour in a privileged position, race baiting, standing up in Parliament. We need to protect the Muslim community. You're creating diversion. British people should cover everyone who's here now. We don't need anybody else. We can't afford anyone else. Look at the people that are coming. Yeah? And it's a postcode lottery. The places where it's kicking off have probably been hit the worst. Them that's got nothing are seeing people who are bringing nothing to the buffet feed their faces. Stuff themselves. Footballers, doctors, physicists were led to believe. Small boats coming over, 50 million here to France, 60 million here to France. We're going to tackle the barbers and the car washers. I don't give a shit about barbers and car washers. The people that are here, it's what's coming in. No IDs, no criminal history. Crime is going up. Police are not tackling it. They're not fit for purpose. 2-tier policing. It's becoming more and more obvious. Bolton town centre, and I'm not picking on Bolton. 2 white men told to leave because there's a dispersal order. One of them points out a group of young men from an ethnic background, 100, maybe 200 in a big group. What about them? It's a reasonable question. The copper gets arsey. Leave or I'll arrest you. Embarrassing. Excuse me. It's embarrassing. So what we have now, civil unrest, it's going to be ongoing. Recalling of Parliament. Keir, you're done. You have divided this country, maybe by design, maybe we'll see the army on the streets. But you've opened a whole can of worms, supported by the rest of the political elite in Parliament and the media. Because all the media are controlled and operate under the same guise. Far right, far right, far right, Nazis, Nazis, Nazis. The vast majority of people haven't been out protesting. We can't because we work. It's sickening to say the least. But politicians, all the race baiters on TV who are calling British culture, and specifically most of it is racist because they're calling out the white people. I don't give a shite who goes to the countryside. I don't give a shite where you live in your own community. But I don't want my community filled with people who are bringing nothing to the buffet, are going to gorge their faces, but not only that, they're going to starve me. No buffet for me or my family or friends. Yeah? We're going to get the scraps. None of my tax money spent on infrastructure in this country. Yeah? There's a big hole left by the outgoing government. Shock, horror. VAT, tax, all going up. Socialist agendas. And you've made it worse, Keir, and your MPs, every time your front bench open the mouth, they're causing a bigger gap. Us and them. Us and them. Be interesting to see what's going to happen now when you recall Parliament, because you are not believable. The worst speech anyone has ever made. Elon Musk has called you out, and it's right what he says. We're going to protect Muslim communities and mosques. Surely you should be protecting all the communities. You've been down on your knee along with your plebeian front benchers to Black Lives Matter. What a joke that was. You're done. This country needs change. We're an island. We need closed borders. We need to spend tax money on our infrastructure and not give it away to stupid ideas by design, the green agenda and everything else. Third greenest country on the planet, probably most overtaxed. Second highest user of cocaine. Crime not being dealt with. Two-tier policing and two-tier political agendas. Karma Starmer, it's coming to you. It's wrong what's happening. People in the community need to be pulling people together. The rioting and the looting is a small minority. The media is going to focus on that. They all have the same agenda. They're all pumping out the same bullshit. White man, racist, fascist, Nazi. Remember all the Nazi salutes on the peaceful protests? I've seen them. The flags of terror. That's what I'm worried about. I want the borders closed now. I want people vetting properly. 100,000 you're going to grant, you know, British status. We don't know who they are. You're just clearing a backlog. Here you go. License to kill, maybe. So forget the barbers and the car washers. Protect our shores and borders. Just going to leave it there, guys. Civil war, media and the politicians and the elites and the civil servants and those in the police who've absolutely thrown your troops under the bus. Thrown them under the bus. Dispersal orders if you're white. Riot gear if you're white. There were whole communities that's like out last night, not a copper in sight. Two-tier Kia. Just gonna leave it there, guys. Sad state of affairs. Sad state of affairs. Dangerous. What's going to happen about prisons? That's another story. Thanks for your continued support. Thanks for coming. I'll see you.
In the shadows they reside, secrets etched in stone, echoes of forgotten cries. Behind these walls alone, behind the walls where darkness thrives, whispers linger, secrets hide, invisible chains.